Welcome back, Hunters! I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Way of the Hunter, where you can see update 1.2 is just released for the game this very day. I just downloaded and updated it today. So it has added a couple new animals to the two big regions. Like right now we've just been playing in Nez Perce. There's a Transylvania area or map we haven't been on at all yet. And there's also another thing that's been updated just today with this release, and I do have to thank a new commenter and viewer who's found the channel, been leaving a lot of very good tips, who is Lenny Marill. They've only found the channel this past weekend, but already they've left a lot of tips that would have been very helpful to know a bit earlier, like last weekend. But one of the things that was kind of happening was apparently when you were trying to use the shotgun, the pellets were being more affected by the wind than they were supposed to be. So this update is supposed to have helped bring that into line, and we'll test that out since we still have the mission go after Lesser Scout. We're going to hop right in, get right back into our game, try to see how we can do, and just enjoy more Way of the Hunter. Again, I think this game is climbing, if not at the top of the best hunting game I have played. It has enough of a mix of the Hunter Classic with Call of the Wild the Hunter that it excels over both of those two. Because each one of those incarnations kind of had shortcomings towards the other side. So, the Hunter Classic had good hardcore hunting, but it did feel a bit expensive and very time-consuming to get gear, and animal behavior and patterns weren't exactly there. It wasn't like there was need zone schedules, stuff like that, go for. And then the Hunter, or Call of the Wild, the Hunter, was a little bit more arcadey for a hunting game in that. But yeah, so that's kind of my thinking on it, but we are back in Way of the Hunter. We're going to try for a little bit of the Lesser Scout meat we were missing, and I can actually go and test a little bit of info that Lenny commented about, because I thought you could only refill your ammo supply back at the a base or a cabin or something. But if you've taken the Jeep out, which, yeah, the Jeep is still out here, you can actually restock your ammo from the Jeep itself. We just have to go to it and see. But it's been a lot of great info to have in. I'm very helpful and very grateful for all of it. And any information that they've left, I'll try to pass along for all of you too, so that way everybody can improve and benefit from knowing this stuff. But yeah, just very good timing that it was in the dev branch for a little bit, and now that the update just went live 1.2, and just happened this morning before I was going to get towards the recording, so very nice to know that it timed out pretty well. And again, 2 new species added to the game. It's just, there's a lot of really good continually being done with Way of the Hunter. I'm super eager to see more and super eager to play more too. Oh. I did not even realize. Right, that's one thing I need to keep in mind, because I think it came up a few times in discussions on that, where if you would load into the game, animals kind of spawned around their need zones for that time, or had set spawn places. So that mule deer or that deer buck that ran by, that wasn't there before I left the game, but because everything got spawned in, that's kind of how it was there. So that does make me curious on if the Lesser Scout will be in the area still or not. But let me check. Open vehicle storage. Oh, this says... That's actually pretty interesting. You could go into... You might be able to... Yeah, you can go right into your full storage that you have back home. And if you leave, completely restocks your ammo. I did not know that, and it is very handy to know that. Okay, but we've got wild duck. So maybe what I'll do... Yeah, I'll drive the Jeep back around, because I think when it comes to the other missions I've got... call April, take the first riddle... Oh, right, I forgot to grab that. Okay, you know what? Before I do go off, let me just head back out. And yeah, I think it was just up here. Although I might have... That is one thing that is a little weird, is having to toggle which one you're working on. Oh, let me go quickly snag the riddle, get that done, and continue through and along. I should also keep Hunter Sense active, because, like, again, I had no idea that deer was back there, and if it was a mature buck, that could have been a nice, easy thing to start the day off with. But I should also quickly check how my perks are coming along. Like, we almost got the Hiker Man, or the Invisible Man done for, like, in the Hiker there. The Hunchback is getting further along. Fast and Loud is getting a little further, too. It's going to be the prone ones are going to be take quite a while to get done. Just because it is such a slow form of travel to try to be so cautious. And I prefer to have it happen naturally. I don't want to do something where it's like, okay, I want to unlock this on my own time, so I'll just play the game on my own while I'm in this form, just go everywhere. It feels like it'd be better to have it naturally happen as I'm covering the series with you guys to show you like, how well it's progressing in that. Because if I cut out all of the parts where it is, like, you get to see how it slowly goes if you're just to play naturally, and that it can kind of feel a little misleading, or like you're leaving parts out. And that's not really the style I do with a lot of my series, that I want to just keep as uncut as possible. Yeah, so let's just take this.
Toothless nature is weeping with ashy tears. We were overcome with our worst fears. When he arrived, we were praying for River, because everything he touched started to wither.
Weird riddle for a kid. But, okay, so it looks like there's 2 bodies of water, what might be a main road, and by a fallen tree. Just trying to think of where that could... Oh, well. That does kind of sum it up pretty quickly, doesn't it? But I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm going to keep focusing on this one. And you know what? Maybe I'll even just... yeah, you know what? I'm just going to... Well, let me crouch my way forward, just because, again, we already had the one deer we scared off, but it's possible there are some more up here. I don't know if the scout would be in the area or not. I'm considering we only need like 1 or 2 of them. Hopefully we can just get lucky and there'll be some around this area. Oh! Something... Oh, wild... I thought I saw wild duck for a moment. It's like somewhere around here. There we go. Yes, there are some wild duck there. It's possible I could have scared off anything else, too, that was here, because we did get the mature mule deer from this area. So I'm just going to stay crouched again, keep going, and work my way along the river. River, creek, stream, whatever you'd call this. But get back into this marsh area and see if we can listen out for the scalp. Yeah, that was the need zone where the deer herd was, so we don't have to check that again. And hopefully, with the little bit of change to the wind, it'll be a bit better going after the ducks we need. If I can even get all the scalp, maybe I'll even just try getting some deer too. Or, sorry, some ducks too. They both start with the letter D. This is my first recording session of the day. Cut me a little slack. Oh, yeah, okay. Wild ducks over there. I don't want to focus on them yet. Okay, I'm also going to remove that. And one thing I do want to see, and was another suggestion left by Lenny, is if I press... See, there was supposed to be a way you could leave a marker on the map. But I don't know how to exactly do that. Like, maybe I'll take a quick look in the keybinds and see. Oh, X! That's probably it, isn't it? Yeah, that is it exactly. Okay, so that's the keybind for it. And that was another thing that a good tip was, for the animal you're going to try taking a shot at, put a marker down where the animal was, so that way it's easy to go find where the hit happened, and you can track better with that. Okay, that's more wild duck. I'm going to stay crouched going in here just because this does help us with that perk some more. If we're lucky, we'll actually get the Invisible Man and this other Hunchback perk together this weekend. They're not too far off from each other. But the scalp, I think I was having a little bit more luck in the northern marsh. Or just above the road that's up here. And then there was another tip, too, for the black bear. You can use a lower tier weapon to take down an animal. It just has to be a well-placed shot. Which I think I did not place the shot pretty well. I think I was trying to apply, like, a deer anatomy to a bear. The two don't work that way. The bears have much larger shoulder blade and kind of almost works... Think of it like a... I'm trying to think of what the, like, football players wear in a way. Like, the big shoulder pads. I don't know if there's another word for them, but it acts sort of like that, where from the kind of front angle, it cups around so large. Now, if you did try with, like, a tier 5 weapon, you'd probably just be striking bone and that's it. Okay, so we got Ross's goose here, too. Those are all just wild duck. We want to work our way up north more. Oh yeah, you know, they're probably just on the other side of that bush there. I don't want to really spook the geese that are there, so I think I'm going to try going a little further around and over top the hill. But it is so handy, like, knowing some of these things. Like, you can restock ammo right from the Jeep. Placing down the marker for scope shots. Little bits of really good advice that I'll definitely be trying to put into practice more with the series going on. And I'm not sure how long I want to keep, like, Way of the Hunter going. Like, to be honest, I really enjoy having this mix for the week... No, excuse me. For, like, our wilderness weekends. Having the hunting series and the fishing series. Now, Call of the Wild the Angler is definitely one that I still have some mixed opinions on, but I'll still keep going with it. Like, it is still only the one map right now, but that could change with a little more time. Okay, wild duck, but I don't think I really have to worry about the ducks, like, smelling us. I don't know if they'd really have that good of a sense of smell. Oh, okay, we scared them off. I was trying not to, but, you know what, I guess it's not too bad. They didn't really get going until I got pretty close to them. And I know I'm probably not playing on the hardest difficulty, because there are difficulty settings to Way of the Hunter, but I think they cannot be changed in single-player mode. I think it's in multiplayer, and they transfer... Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't found anything through any of the tutorials or playing the game single-player exclusively so far that have mentioned it. But there's gotta be some more, like, if you wanted harder difficulty, probably take away, like, a lot of the UI information that we get provided through Hunter Sense and that. Yeah, so I'm going to find the scout. Maybe they'll be around here again. I'll go in for a little crouch and see. Try to investigate. I should actually take a good look at, like, how big the map is, because there's still a lot of areas we've not been to. Like, only the bright areas are where we've traveled on foot, so you can see nice, big area to go to. And I did see, like, I thought it... Yeah, there's a little need zone here. I can't remember if I've hit that. I probably have, but if we're going to be up here anyway, we might as well check everything we can. Okay, looks like that is Lesser Scalp. Rest here often. Not here right now, though. Yeah, I think the big thing is that time of day right now is really off for any of their schedules. Like, we were basically around here last weekend, more towards when their feed time was ending. So I don't know if we get lucky hearing any of them in here or not, but I figure while we're in the area, we might as well take a little quick peek. And I can always fast travel us back to the main cabin when we're done and proceed further. So far, though, it's been pretty quiet out here. I think I could keep going even further north, because I think, like, there's the main river that these are, like, to the side. Not sure what that was. There's the main river that kind of runs along to the right of us there that goes up, and these marshes are just, like, a little off of it. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm going to just walk my way up. Oh, hang on. Well, that's just ambient birds. Did this save the... It did save the blood trail from last time I played. They do have a lot of, like, persistent things in place. Like, so, like, say you were playing the game, you shot an animal, and you didn't quite get the time to be able to go and find it. You go back to that area, still find the blood trails if you close the game and search. There's probably something where it's like after so many hours of it existing in game, then it like no longer is there anymore, but to have the persistence between like loads or sessions of the game is pretty nice. Because one thing about like the two hunters or the hunters is if you close the game, that basically all information of that session was pretty much done. So if you did wound an animal and you couldn't close the game, come back and try to find it. It was just no longer existed. Okay, so there's scalp here. We've also got bear tracks? Yeah. This area is a bit of a hot spot for some activity. Yeah, this is a bit more north than we've gone so far, but I'm hoping... Oh, this is goose. Plenty... Oh, what is that? More of the geese. Okay, that's just wild duck. Oddly enough, it was just the one of them. And we're trying to find the lesser scalp, so we'll just keep going on our way. Oh, well, speaking of, another need zone for them. Yeah, so these marshes are definitely a hotbed for them to be in. And more black bear, or... Yeah, more black bear tracks. Something sent... I'm not sure if they heard me or something else scared them all up like that. Yeah, just some wild ducks and the geese. The scalp are surprisingly rare outside of their usual time. Another nice thing about having, like, the Jeep being able to be your... Oh, okay, we found a drink zone for moose. Another nice thing about having the Jeep being able to not only restock ammo, but being able to access all of your inventory out in the field means you can definitely switch up what you want to take out. Like, say I want to have a small game rifle and a shotgun, and then I know there's a herd of deer, I can just go back to the vehicle, switch out the shotgun for a better big game rifle, and there you go. No, is that a scout? No, that's just a wild duck. I can seem to spot a lot of birds, but not the species I need. Yeah, we got moose drinking here. Keep working our way along. Wild duck eating here rarely. Looks like we got a little bit of a footbridge there. Well, I say footbridge, but to be honest, it might just because I'm further away. More Ross's geese. You know, I'm just going to enjoy a little bit of a walk and see what we can find. Yes, this is all along the moose drinking zone. Now, is this actually a footbridge, or would it be big enough to support a vehicle? Looks like it could actually be a vehicle. Yes, it's just more of the moose. Okay, I'll just get up here and take a little look. Yeah, I'd say this should be able to support the Jeep going across it. If I look in the map, yeah, it looks like it's main road. Actually, not too far off from there. I might actually just follow this all the way up and then go stop at that little spot there and open it up. Like, I don't know if it'll have some tasks or missions for us to do there. But at least if I do hit that, we'll be able to fast travel to it. So we have more of the map easier within easier access for us. Nope. And I think that little flash of the graphics changing out there was the sign we loaded into a new sort of cell. I wanted to keep following this along because up ahead it looks like it keeps expanding into more of like that open marsh sort of area. And if I do want to try getting these scalp just to make sure we get this mission cleared out, this will probably be the best way of doing so. More Ross's geese. So I wonder if the scalp are a more nocturnal bird. What do we got here? Okay, moose. More Ross's geese. We've definitely found the stretch you want to hit if you're going after birds, though. Like, if you are going for any species of birds in Nez Perce, this strip along this river here has prime territory for them to be. I am a little Let me just quickly check for our perks, because that... Okay, so that one's close, and that one's close, too. I thought we would have... Okay, well, there was all the geese I was talking about. Everybody's flown up there. I haven't really heard anything else to, like, any of the sides, though, but then again, I have been kind of tunnel vision trying to clear this out. Hey, God, there is a lot of, like, spots for the moose to drink at. Seems like this river is just, like, completely loaded with zones for them. Yeah, that's all the geese. I think maybe what... If I really want to go for the scalp, I think I do have to wait for, like, their, that right time of day for them, really. It's like, so far going along this entire stretch has only resulted in us seeing a lot of wild duck and geese. Oh, permission to hunt required. Okay, so we can't actually get anything for where we are up here, so have to turn back. But at least I do know where I'd want to go, like, fast travel to open up to start working in this area. It might not be a bad idea while I'm already up here, just to cross over fully and try to make it from there. Because I can always spawn the Jeep back with us. Oh, here's a scalp area. There's Scope. Actually not sure how to pronounce their name. But yeah, I had no luck hearing any calls from them, so if you're going to go for the scalp, you're probably going to want to make sure you're focusing hard on their need times. And let me just put that there. And we'll just go for a hike along the trails to find that spot. Didn't get too much hunting-wise done, or, well, at all. But I figure this was a good way just to pass on a bit of the very helpful tips we received. Oh, there's our scalp. Now, I think I went up here and... Oh yeah, see, they're going to be a bit too far right now, I think, to go for. I can keep an eye on them. Yeah, they're about 75 meters, so I think that'd be a little too far out for using the shotgun on. However, if I can just follow them along and they decide to go and settle in somewhere, I can probably try getting a couple of them. I am curious to see how I'll do with the shotgun now that the wind factor's been a little bit tweaked. Yeah, 84, so I gotta... Okay, maybe if I crouch down, that'll encourage them just to kind of, like, come down and find a spot. Okay, which... actually, something interesting is I can't seem to change the zero on the shotgun. Like, I can do it here. Yeah, that changes no problem. But if I do the shotgun now... Yeah, it is stuck at 25, so I wonder if it was unintended to be able to... Ah, no, they're... God, they teased me. They're going up into the area I don't have permission to hunt it. Just a little tease, almost to say, like, yeah, this is what you spent all this time looking for us. We're going to give you this little tease, and then we're gone. Shoot. Sometimes you gotta take some of the shots you might... I mean, I guess it's kind of bad advice to say. If you're unsure about the shot, take it. But sometimes you gotta just have some more faith in yourself, I guess. Okay, well, at least we spotted them. I am going to work my way over here, try to reach that spot so we can open the fast travel up. And see how I want to approach next episode. I should also try to look again some more free hunting and, like, don't focus too much on objectives, but just have some time going about exploring the map and trying for whatever game I can come across. I feel like I'm a little bit more aware of what things I should be trying to go for and, like, taking my time with it a bit further. Don't go for the young animals, go more so for the adults and matures. Try to be a little bit slower, stretch the stock, not the shot. Just remember the lessons the game is trying to teach you, and if I can do so, I think it's going to be a pretty enjoyable experience, both to watch and to play. And I'm just going to keep working my way towards this spot here. Yeah, I know I need permission to hunt in this area. Now we're just going to get to the place, probably open up a new task to do in order to, like, it seems like for the permissions, you need to just unlock them by doing a few tasks or things for the person. It hasn't been anything too hard. Like, the last one was for... I'm trying to remember the name of the character. It was like the last meal tradition. That's where we learned it from. So it might be that we'll get a few neat little things like, or a neat few things like that taught through these as well. Yeah, we'll try to get there as soon as we can. All this episode is really want to be is just sightseeing, really. Sometimes a hunting game's a bit of a walking simulator, but it's to gain knowledge and information to better prepare for the next outings. Okay, I think that's... yeah, that's just a rock. I thought that was like a roof of a building or something over there. I'll just keep along this way. And try to reach that spot. Yeah, sometimes when you have Hunter Sense active, there are some ambient noises that make you think it's like an actual animal, but it never seems to turn out to be. Actually, no, was there something here? No, I don't think so. Now, I don't know if actually getting to this spot will open up some missions to open up, like, permission to hunt or not, but there we go. Okay, so that's the Invisible Man perk opened up, which should help us, like, as I am upright walking around. Will disturb a little less as I do so. Yeah, we'll just stop in here, make sure it's opened up, and probably end this first episode here. And it does look like we have some, things we could work at here. There we go. We can clear the marker off. Yeah, now that I know I can place that, like, just in any view, it's going to be very helpful and handy. I just need to remember we have that tool as our option. And what is this called? Ruiz's cabin. Okay. I guess we'll just pop in and see what this mission is kind of about. Hi there. I'm trying to stay anonymous here, but journalists always manage to find me, so I guess there's no need to pretend to be Horace Adams. Maybe using my most famous pen name wasn't the best strategy anyway. People call me a brilliant writer, but dumbest man practically. I guess I live more in my stories than in real life. Always the main point in any article about me is I don't have an Android phone. They try to romanticize me as some sort of mysterious person because of it, but it's not about trying to escape the modern world, I just don't know how to use one. I'm happy to know how my wheelchair works and that's all. Yes, I have a wheelchair, and no, you don't need to pity me. I did enough of that myself a decade ago. I used to hunt a lot, but not since the accident. I'm happy to just get lost in my stories now. They are more alive than some people in my life, and they never disappoint me, only my readers, sometimes. I'm switching to fantasy novels. I always felt the itch to do so. I've come here to get inspiration. I already have an idea about the main character, a blind huntress, Najee, who can talk to animals and is cursed to lose a bone in her body for every week she doesn't bring a sacrifice. I want to take place in these swamps. I grew up here, back when I could walk, but now it's not the most accessible for my wheelchair. I'd like you to do some odd jobs for me. I want you to spend time in the swamps without leaving and thinking... I want you to spend some time in the swamps without leaving and to think like Najee would. What are the most prominent feelings in this place? Try to spot as many animals as you can. Thank you very much, Matthias Ruiz. Okay. So I think that means we'll have a few new objectives to do... maybe? Oh. Okay, thank you for your first impressions, River. They are not exactly what I expected. Despite your happy appearance, I sense the melancholy behind your words and the loneliness that hunting helps relieve. It helped me a great deal with the first inner monologue for Najee. It seems like you carry a curse of your own. When I was little, I had one happy place I always visited whenever I felt down. I think it's one of the main reasons I came back to Nez Perce. I hung a lot of shed antlers on various trees and decorated them. Over the years, I've collected many antlers and just created this magical place. I've been worried it doesn't look like it used to. Wildlife could have eaten them. People could have stolen them. I wouldn't be able to witness it. Can you please visit the place? I'll mark for you on your map. Okay, so there's our first little mission. Instead of tackling that, though, we're going to end this episode here and then maybe see about trying to clear some of these out. Because now we've got 4 on the go. A couple seem to be like personal story issue, stuff like that. The duck one just seems to be like a generic, pretty nice, go out, hunt this thing. And then we've got one to work towards a new area to unlock. So plenty of stuff still to do. But thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Way of the Hunter. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.